Hello everyone, welcome to EduTerrain and again a warm welcome to you all. So in this session what we are going to see again the much awaited session that is on budget 2024-25. So how we are going to cover this? We are going to cover this in two parts, okay, part 1 and part 2, and in each one I'll be highlighting what are the most important points. Actually I have included only the most important points in this session so that we won't miss out on any important point if any other material is included. So with this introduction, let me start today's session and how this would be helpful for your regular current affairs as part of your phase 1 and as part of your ESA current affairs and ARD current affairs for phase 1 and phase 2. Now these two sessions would be completely helpful for your both ARD current affairs and ESA current affairs. मैंने budget जो एग्रीकल्चर एंड रूरल डेवलपमेंट का है इसी में 9 प्रायोरिटीज में दैट इज एग्रीकल्चर इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ दैट. सो व्हाट आई हैव डन इज आई हैव इंक्लूडेड दैट एज वेल इन दिस सेशन ओनली. मैं हाईलाइट करती रहूँगी वेन एवर वी कम टू दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. These are my credentials. You can go through it later as well. I have close to 7 years of experience in teaching the regulatory bodies examination students. Okay, and introduction. सबसे पहले introduction. So who is that one who presented? Finance, our Honorable Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman presented her 7th straight budget on July 23rd for the fiscal 2024-25, surpassing the record of Prime Minister or former Prime Minister Mr. Morarji Desai, who has presented this budget for 6 times. Okay, and this is the first budget by the BJP-led NDA government since it was re-elected in June for the 3rd term. Now, what are the major budget estimates? The total, see whenever we talk about budget, what is that? How much we are earning and how much, what is the revenue, what is the expenditure and how we are going to spend it, and जो भी deficit होगा, how we are going to cover through borrowings or through whatever, you know, bonds, जो भी है, कई तरह के होते हैं. So all that they will be presenting here. So here the total receipts other than borrowings, it is 32.07. ओके, लाइक टैक्सेस हो गए, कई सारे होते हैं वो सारे. टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर हमारा जो खर्च है वो कितना है 48.21 लाख करोड़. नेट टैक्स रिसीट, अब इसमें जो टोटल रिसीट है उसमें नेट टैक्स रिसीट है 25.83 लाख करोड़. नाउ व्हाट इज अ फिस्कल डेफिसिट? नाउ दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टोटल रेवेन्यू एंड द टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर. दिस इज टर्म्ड एज द fiscal deficit. Now this will help us in understanding the total borrowings that are required by the government to fulfill all the commitments that they have made during the budgetary sessions. And one more important point is while calculating this fiscal total revenue, borrowings are not included here because that will fiscal deficit के बाद ही वो borrowings हम लोग calculate करेंगे. Now अभी हमारा fiscal deficit है 4.9% of GDP. And our government is aiming to reach a deficit below 4.5% by next year. And along with that, they have also revealed few data that is related to inflation, which continues to be low, stable and moving towards 4% target, जो RBI ने set किया है. And core inflation that is non-food, non-fuel, अगर fuel का और food का नहीं है, तो वो core inflation it is standing currently at 3.1%. मतलब when this budget was presented. Okay, now. And this budget when we talk about it is presented in two parts, part A and part B. Okay, so पहले हम लोग part A देख लेंगे, उसके बाद part B देखेंगे. Okay, now when we look at few important points, the focus of the budget is on किसमें है? As per the finance minister, she said that currently our budget, which was also mentioned in the interim budget, the focus is on 4 major castes. They said that this would be the caste that include Garib, poor, Mahilaye, women, Yuva, youth, and Annadata, farmer. Important. Okay, and the theme of the budget is, the theme they have mentioned, yes, it is employment, skilling, MSMEs, and the middle class, and based on which only they have come up with 9 budget priorities in pursuit of the Vikasit Bharat, which they are targeting by 2047. Why? We will be completing 100 years of independent India, and by that time we want to stand as one of the powerful economies in the world, and for that इस बजट में इन्होंने 9 बजट प्रायोरिटीज सेट किया है. 1, productivity and resilience in agriculture, because being an agrarian country, the first and foremost important point for us is making it more resilient and increase the productivity that they have highlighted. Second is employment and skilling, the kind of demographic dividend that we have currently. If we want to harness its potential, then the most important point or the highlight that we have to do is providing proper employment and entrepreneurial opportunities that will happen only when we have proper skilling. So both of them have been highlighted here. Inclusive human resource development and social justice, manufacturing and services, urban development, energy security, the kind of as the population is increasing, as the economy is developing, the dependency or the requirement of energy is also increasing, so that they are working on infrastructure, innovation, research and development. Until unless we have this, will not be able to come out with new technologies or new what you'll say any, if we talk in agriculture purpose, koi breed nahi aayega, new koi variety nahi aayega, right? So they have to focus on this innovation, research and development. Next generation reforms. Okay, now we'll be doing each of these 9 budget priorities in a detailed manner. So the first one that we'll be looking into productivity and resilience in agriculture. Now this forms the budget, जो हमें budget वाला है उसमें agriculture वाला part, will be covering this here itself. Okay, before going any further, एक छोटा सा what you'll say compilation है. See, as part of this budget, what government has done is it has done few changes. It has done few changes in the existing government schemes. First वो हम लोग देख लेंगे, उसके बाद we'll be looking into the priorities. And यही वाले changes बीच बीच में आते रहेंगे priorities में भी. But अगर सभी एक जगह पे होंगे तो it would be easy for you to understand. That's the reason I have incorporated it here. First, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay, now here what did they do? The government plans to provide 3 crore more houses under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in rural and urban areas. Important. Under the PM Awas Yojana Urban to the 2.0, the housing needs needs of 1 crore urban middle class and poor families will be addressed with an investment of rupees 10 lakh crores. Of this 10 lakh crores, it will include central assistance of 2.2 lakh crores in the next 5 years. Actually, when we talk about this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, it is being done in 3 phases, 3 different phases. Phase 1 में the government is targeting 100 cities. Phase 2, the government targeted over 200 more cities. And phase 3 में जो भी government, I mean whatever the initiatives that they have taken in the phase 1 and phase 2, whatever that they were not able to fulfill, they are fulfilling in the phase 3, wherein they are planning to achieve the target, okay, by 2024, that is housing for all. This is what the target is, okay, as part of which only now they are saying whatever the target that they have set, of which 3 crore more houses would be allocated. Now second important, yes, skill loan scheme. Now there is a scheme called as skill loan scheme, that is majorly model skill loan scheme, I should say, that helps to provide loans etc. To the needy, especially who are undergoing some skilled courses. Now what they have done is they have increased, they have revised this scheme to facilitate loans up to 7.5 lakhs with guarantee from the government promoted fund. Earlier this was how much? 1.5 lakhs. ये 1.5 lakhs था, now they have increased that to 7.5 lakhs. And because old scheme में क्या problem था? They used to only give loans against against only national skill qualification framework courses. National skill qualification framework में जितने भी courses है उनके against ही loans मिलते थे. But now non NSFQ courses will also be added under this scheme on the Skill India Digital Hub platform. thereby more, it would be opened for more number of people, those who are availing even non-NSQF courses, thereby they can avail loans, and now the loan amount has also been increased from 1.5 lakhs to 7.5 lakh rupees. Third, Mudra Yojana. Now we know that Mudra Yojana, it provides loans, right, for the budding entrepreneurs. Now the limit of the Mudra loans that has been increased, इसमें 3 categories है, शिशु, किशोर एंड तरुण. शिशु में क्या है, वॉट एवर द लोन्स दैट आर रिक्वायर्ड अप टू 50,000 उतना लोन्स मिलेंगे एमएसएमईज को. एंड किशोर में क्या है, 50,000 1 रुपी टू 5 lakhs तक मिलेंगे. एंड तरुण कैटेगरी, इसमें क्या है, दे यूज टू गेट अर्लियर 10 lakhs, now that has been enhanced to 20 lakhs. And this would be applicable not for the new ones but for those entrepreneurs who have successfully repaid previous loans under the same category. That is Tarun category में ही जिसने भी 10 lakhs तक loan लिया है, and after that they have repaid it in full, properly, timely, for them this would be available. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Now the government will launch, it's already on cards, phase 4 of the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana to provide all-weather connectivity to 25,000 rural habitations which are eligible due to an increase in their population. Earlier क्या था, no, based on the population etc. Of a particular place, these roads were being laid out. First phase में ये था कि they will increase the all-weather road connectivity to all the towns etc. and the main rural areas. After that they said okay, schools, hospitals उन सब पे target करेंगे. Third में क्या था, now focusing more on the interiors of the rural India. But ये होने के बाद now owing to the kind of population जो increase हो रहा है, उसके बाद more villages, more rural areas have become eligible under this Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. So all those villages who have become now eligible currently, that would be brought under this phase 4. Okay. Yes. Now the first 9 productivity जो priority areas जो है उसमें first one, productivity and resilience in agriculture. Okay. This I have added it here. The same points from this infographic we'll be discussing in the next slides. So for revision purpose, what you can do is you can go through this infographic so that इतने 3-4 slides का कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Okay. Priority 1, productivity and resilience in agriculture. The first announcement that the government has made is that they will provide 1.52 lakh crores for agriculture and allied sectors in the form of investments, in the form of loans, all. And the government will release 109 new high yielding and climate resilient varieties of 32 field and horticulture crops for cultivation by farmers. Already ICAR with its respective research units and Indian Institute of Horticulture Research with its respective research units, they are working on releasing these high yielding, yield उनका बहुत हाई रहता है, climate resilient, the kind of climate change we are witnessing. अभी 2 years back क्या हुआ था, because of early onset of summer, we had seen a drastic reduction in the wheat production. So immediately the scientists, they have worked on the problem and they have released early sowing varieties of wheat, and with which जो early onset जो summer हो रहा है, the reproductive phase that has escaped that. Thereby again we came back to our normal production of wheat. Now these are all the climate resilient varieties, you can say, against the vagaries of the climate they will be able to produce. Okay, like drought tolerant, flood resistant, और उस तरह के varieties. So all that they are working, field crops and horticulture crops, 32 they have selected, of which they are planning to release 109. 1 crore farmers across India will be initiated into natural farming in the next 2 years, which will be supported by certification and branding. Currently जो सर्टिफिकेशन ब्रांडिंग ये सब हो रहा है, दिस इज एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, नेचुरल फार्मिंग के लिए नहीं है. एंड येस देयर इज लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन नेचुरल फार्मिंग एंड ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में क्या है, विल बी यूजिंग ऑर्गेनिक मैन्यूर्स, फर्टिलाइजर्स एंड ऑल दैट एंड टेकिंग अप एग्रीकल्चर वेरी नेचुरल मैनर, sorry, without using any chemical fertilizers and all that. Okay, when it comes to natural farming, whatever that is available in the local ecological region, in the local areas, only that would be provided to the farming. And कई बार तो ज़ीरो बजट ही होता है, दैट्स व्हाई इट्स आल्सो कॉल्ड ज़ीरो बजट नेचुरल फार्मिंग. सो इसका अभी तक ये certification and branding नहीं है. Now government is planning to bring that also under this. For this, the government will establish 10,000 need-based bio-input resource centers. ना वहाँ पे जो वर्मी कंपोस्ट है या फिर availability of the worms, this earthworms etc. और naturally जो बीजामृत and all that would be there, that would be made available. Okay, for that they are planning this one. The government will promote farmer producer organizations, startups and cooperatives for vegetable supply chains including storage, collection and marketing. अभी सबसे बड़ा problem क्या हो रहा है, lopsided development. And जहाँ पे production centers है, we are not able to meet the requirements of the consuming centers because of lack of proper infrastructure etc. Now, rather than government separately setting up all these, they are planning to promote few FPOs, startups and cooperatives to venture into this supply chain, including storage, collection, marketing. So they will be providing capacity building programs, proper technical assistance and all that they will be provided. A strategy is being developed to achieve Atmanirbharta for oil seeds such as groundnut, mustard, soybeans, sesame and sunflower. एक तो oil palm के लिए already we have got a good program in place and we are working on that. We have seen the potential and accordingly that much area is being brought under oil palm cultivation, for which loans, subsidies, even MSP sort of is being provided, right? Now after that there are various other oil seeds also that can add value to this, and this will help us to reduce our dependency on the imports of oils which we are currently doing. Okay, so for which they are saying that they will be developing a strategy like they have developed for palm oils. For this also they will be developing. The government will facilitate the implementation of digital public infrastructure in agriculture. How that would be done? In partnership with the states to cover farmers and their lands in 3 years. So here like स्वामित्वा में आबादी areas का किस तरह से किए हैं, that registration and all that, right? Win-win situation. Government को time पे property tax मिलेगा. On the other hand, the farmers will also have the rural areas will also have their property registration documents with them, so that अगर कुछ loan लेना या कुछ भी है तो that they would be able to do that under the स्वामित्वा scheme, right? So similarly, they want to do that for agriculture land and all that as well. So the details of 6 crore farmers and their lands will be recorded in the farmer and land registries. And as part of it, Jan Samarth based Kisan credit cards will be issued and enabled in 5 states initially. So based on this land details, availability, the kind of crops, the situation of the farmer, they'll be able to understand his capabilities, agriculture ke hisab se and the requirements majorly. So based on that, Jan Samarth based Kisan credit cards would be released. Financial support will be provided to set up network of nucleus breeding center for shrimp brood stocks. Now what are these nucleus breeding centers? This is a facility where specific pathogen free shrimp brood stock. Shrimp is a kind of aquatic creature that seafood, as one of the most consumed seafood in the world, are raised over a number of generations in a highly biosecure environment, excluding number of pathogens of concern from the facility. Thereby, specific pathogen-free shrimp brood stock can be released. So, kahi pe bhi, when this availability is there, brood stock, that is the baby, you can say simplest as the baby shrimp, etc. It would be easy for any aquaculture person who is taking up the shrimp cultivation in a much easier manner. Okay. Now, why so much emphasis on shrimp? See, पहले aquaculture India का इतना exports नहीं थे. But in 2003, what we have done is we have introduced exotic white-leg shrimp, Lithopenes vanami, and this has created a ripple effect in the aquaculture, and tremendously it has increased our shrimp production and productivity and thereby exports. आज के डेट में whatever the aquaculture exports that India makes बाहर के लिए, more than half of those exports comprises of exotic white leg shrimp. और जितना भी वैल्यू एडिशन है, जितना भी वैल्यू हम लोग अर्न कर रहे हैं एज पार्ट ऑफ दीज एक्सपोर्ट्स, मेजरली दैट इज फ्रॉम दिस श्रिम्प ओनली. ओके, तो जो भी एक्सपोर्ट्स है, it all that credit goes to this Lithopenes vanami because of its hardy in nature. अच्छे से एडजस्ट हो गया है and it has been acclimatized well in our Indian conditions, and this is of brackish water aquaculture. ब्रैकिश वाटर क्या है? जैसे सेलाइन वाटर, हाई सेलाइन कंटेंट, सॉल्ट कंटेंट. फ्रेश वाटर बिल्कुल सॉल्ट कंटेंट बहुत कम. ब्रैकिश वाटर फॉल्स इन बिटवीन दिस. एंड जिस ब्रैकिश वाटर में जो भी ऑर्गेनिजम्स दैट आर रेज्ड, they are highly nutritious. That is, when we consume them, the nutritional quality is of high stature. So that's and one more important thing is we have good resources for brackish water, but the potential we are not able to utilize yet, not even 1/4. So currently government is also planning to undertake this brackish water aquaculture development, as part of which various seminars are being conducted since the past few years, especially Punjab, Haryana, तमिलनाडु, केरला, कई जगह पे ये हो रहे हैं. ओके, नाउ ये हो गया हमारा एग्रीकल्चर रिलेटेड प्रायोरिटी, दैट इज प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड रेजिलियंस इन एग्रीकल्चर, हाउ दैट वुड बी ब्रॉट, दैट वी हैव सीन. सेकेंड इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, टू रीप द demographic dividend fruits. Their second priority that they have set is for employment and skilling. Okay, now as part of the Prime Minister's package, 3 schemes for employment linked incentives to be implemented, and they have divided this into actually 5 schemes they have planned, of which 3 schemes are exclusively for employment linked incentive. Scheme A for the first timers, Scheme B job creation in manufacturing, that is their main objective, and Scheme C, the objective is to support the employers. We'll discuss this in detail. And along with that, as part of this only, to facilitate higher participation of women in workforce, क्योंकि जो population workforce जो है उसमें women participation is less, so labor force participation. Working women hostels and creches to be established with industrial collaboration, क्योंकि ये one way नहीं होगा, even the employers also they have to come forward, so for which they are planning to do this. Women specific skilling programs to be organized, market access for women SHG enterprises to be promoted. So all these initiatives they want to take to increase the higher participation of women in the workforce. Now along with that, skill development, they were focusing on skill development, as part of which a new centrally sponsored scheme for skilling under Prime Minister's package for 20 lakh youth that would run over a period of 5 years would be launched. This also will be doing in detail. The model skill loan scheme will be revised to facilitate loans up to rupees 7.5 lakhs, which was earlier 1.5 lakh rupees, right? With a guarantee from the government promoted fund, एक guarantee भी है, credit guarantee, that is backup. Financial support for loans up to 10 lakhs for higher education in domestic institutions to be provided to youth who have not been eligible for any benefit under government schemes and policies. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि they are not eligible owing to various eligibility criteria. So in such case, if they are meritorious, then those students would be supported with a financial support through loans up to 10 lakhs, so that they can pursue higher education in domestic institutions, that is in India only. Okay, e-vouchers will be given directly to 1 lakh students every year for an annual interest subvention of 3% of the loan amount, that is the educational loan amount, so that directly they can use these e-vouchers and avail this interest subvention from any bank through which they are availing these loans. Okay, now what are those prime minister's package of 5 schemes and initiatives जो अभी हमने बहुत gist में पढ़ा था. Their objective is majorly for employment, skilling and other opportunities to close to 4.1 crore youth over a 5-year period. First one, scheme A, first timers. Now this would be for all those persons who have newly joined workforce in all formal sectors. This is only applicable for formal sectors. Such new joiners registered in the Employment Provident Fund organization will receive a 1-month wage of up to 15,000 in 3 installments which will be directly transferred to them. तो उनके जो भी बैंक अकाउंट्स वो सब देंगे उसमें आ जाएगा इन 3 installments 15,000 तक. However, the salary eligibility limit to receive the benefit is up to 1 lakh per month. At least 1 lakh salary होनी चाहिए तब they will have this. This scheme is expected to benefit 210 lakh youth, 210 lakh youth. Okay. Now this is one. Next is scheme B. This is for job creation in manufacturing. Now this scheme will incentivize additional employment in the manufacturing sectors, again linked to the first time employees. How that would be done? An incentive will be provided at a specified scale directly to the employee and the employer with respect to EPFO contribution in the first 4 years of employment. जो भी EPFO contribution होगा उसमें ये help करेंगे. It is expected to benefit 30 lakh youth and their employers. Now थोड़ा सा EPFO का जो provident fund जो contribution है, if that is helped out, so employers they can hire more. So क्योंकि वो burden वहाँ से थोड़ा सा कम हो रहा है उनका. Third, scheme C, this is support to employees. This is an employer focused scheme that will cover additional employment in all sectors. All additional employment below a salary of 1 lakh per month will be included in this. And how they are going to help the employers if they are going to hire new people? The government will reimburse employers up to rupees 3,000 per month for 2 years towards their EPFO contribution for each new employee. Important. And this scheme is expected to incentivize additional employment of for 50 lakh people. The next scheme, new centrally sponsored scheme for skilling. Some new scheme will be launched which would be centrally sponsored, that is both the expenses would be borne by the central government and the state government for the skilling of youth in collaboration with the industry and the state government. Obviously that has to be done. If we industry को जो requirement है उसी के हिसाब से अगर skilling courses करेंगे तभी benefit मिलेगा दोनों को भी. Under this scheme 20 lakh youth would be skilled over a period of 5 years and 1,000 ITIs, that is industrial training institutes, will be upgraded in a hub and spoke arrangements with outcome orientation. That is, it might be on these lines. They will select a ITI, particular ITI which is large, and the rest of the ITIs in that particular block or district, they will work as spokes for this major hub. And जो भी यहाँ पे होगा ना, capacity building, all that, training, initiatives and new skilling courses, all that will be disseminated. This will help for expansion and outcome also can be seen. Okay. The course content and design will be aligned with the skill needs of the industry. That's why they are being done in collaboration with the industry. New courses will also be introduced for emerging needs. ऐसा नहीं कि जो already courses चल रहे हैं, कई सारे courses already चल रहे हैं, right? But again, कई सारे new trends emerge हो रहे हैं. For that, if we can make skill courses, that would be really help. 20 lakh youth to be skilled over a 5-year period. 1,000 industrial training institute to be upgraded in hub and spoke arrangements. Next, new scheme for internship in 500 top companies to 1 crore youth in 5 years. So who are eligible for this? An individual between 21 to 24 years of age is eligible to apply for internship, And exclusions, here the candidate should not be employed or engaged in full-time education, or he should not be qualified from IIT or IIM or ISCR or CE or CMA, because these are all highly anticipated courses where they get good jobs also. No member of candidate's family should be assessed to income tax or should be a government employee. Then that particular youth would be eligible under this scheme. Now, internship will be for 12 months, and for 12 months internship, the total cost will be rupees 60,000. That is, every month 5,000 internship amount would be given, and plus 6,000 as a one time additional payout for incidentals. कुछ खर्च कुछ हो गया है कहीं पे आना जाना, for all that, an initial 6,000 plus 5,000 every month into 12, so total 66,000. Total 66,000 खर्च आएगा per person. Out of this, the government will bear 54,000 towards monthly allowance plus INR 6,000 as a grant for incidentals, and organizations will bear INR 6,000, that is 10% of the internship allowance plus training cost from their corporate social responsibility funds. So of this 66,000, 60,000, no, 54,000 for the monthly incentive and 6K for the one time allowance, ये government bear करेगी, that is 60K would be borne by the government and 6K would be borne by the organization which is offering this internship. Okay. Earlier also, organizations are required to engage at least 2.5% of their workforce as apprentice under the Apprentice Act 1961. Now, उसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा और काम होगा. Applications under the scheme will be made through an online portal only, so that everything can be monitored easily. Now, the third priority, inclusive human resources development and social justice. Now, what are they there? No, Purvodaya karke, that is eastern states development, of which they are focusing more on West Bengal, Bihar, etc. Especially Bihar. See, industrial node at Gaya, Bihar to be developed along with Amritsar, Kolkata industrial corridor that will pass through this, thereby जो as a hub it would be. Okay. In Gaya industrial hub type का node मतलब एक पूरा concentrated hub sort of. Power projects including new 2400 megawatt power plant at Pirpainti, Bihar to be taken up at a cost of 21,400 crores. Thereby, not only will it honor the requirements of the power, that is energy requirements of the India, but at the same time this will also help in increasing the employment opportunities in this area. आंध्रा के लिए उन्होंने एक और किया, आंध्र प्रदेश रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक्ट, अंडर विच Andhra Pradesh has been formed, it's a newly formed state. Okay, already almost 10 years हो गया है, and they have been working on the common capital था इतने दिन 10 years तक. In very recent 2022 में they have completely separated, taking Amravati as their capital. Now, but there are a lot of developmental activities to be taken up in that state, for which a special financial support through multilateral development agencies of 15,000 crores in the current financial year to be provided. उनका एक project है Polavaram irrigation project, one of the highly anticipated project, and they are expecting that once this is commissioned, lakhs of hectares of land can be brought under irrigation, and once it is brought under irrigation, obviously the production and productivity of Andhra would improve. So for which अभी वो complete नहीं हुआ है because of various reasons. कहीं पे lag आ गया है बीच में, heavy rains की वजह से whatever that they had constructed earlier that has been washed off, कई सारे reasons थे. Now they are planning to complete the Polavaram irrigation project, ensuring food security of India. Industrial node at Kopparthi, Kadapa, जो AP में ही है, along with विशाखापट्टनम चेन्नई industrial corridor, तो यहाँ पे ये बिल्कुल hub बनाएंगे, industrial hub. Orvakal, which is in Kurnool, वहाँ पे भी एक hub बनाएंगे, which is along the Hyderabad-Bengaluru industrial corridor. Okay, this is what they have given to Andhra. Now, women-led development, for which a total allocation of more than 3 lakh crores for schemes benefiting women and girls. So, gender budgeting, उसके against exclusively तो इतना है, जेंडर बजटिंग में और भी होगा, बिकॉज वेरियस अदर स्कीम्स ऑल्सो दे विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग सम सॉर्ट ऑफ हेल्प टू द वुमेन एंड गर्ल्स. सो हियर एक्सक्लूसिव वुमेन डेवलपमेंट के लिए दे हैव एलोकेटेड 3 लाख crores. प्रधानमंत्री जनजातीय उन्नत ग्राम अभियान, दिस इज ऑन द सेम लाइन्स ऑफ प्रधानमंत्री जनजाति आदिवासी न्याय महाअभियान, that is PM Jan Man Yojana. Okay, but here they'll be focusing on villages to bring in the saturation and also improve the socio-economic development of tribal families, especially in the tribal majority villages and aspirational districts. And here they are planning to cover 63,000 such villages, benefiting 5 crore tribal people. Bank branches to be increased in the northeastern region, as part of which they are planning to launch 100 new branches of India Post Payment Bank in the northeastern region. So financial inclusion. The government will take up power projects including setting up of a new 2,400 megawatt power plant at Peerpanthi at a cost of 21,400 crore. This we have done, which is in Bihar. So when we talk about Pradhan Mantri Janajati Adivasi Nyay Mahabhiyan, that is PM Jan Man scheme. Now this is majorly focusing on 75 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. और earlier अभी जो earlier scheme था Pradhan Mantri Janajati Unnat Gram Abhiyan, this is exclusively for the tribal majority villages. दोनों का objective almost similar है. What is that? Saturation in programs, in schemes and programs in those areas or in that community. So this 75 PVGTs, they are across 18 states and union territories where the focus would be there, and with a budget of 24,104 crores, it aims to address crucial infrastructure and basic needs of these tribal communities over a period of 3 years. This we have done in a detailed manner, PM Janman scheme, and I have already uploaded PDF also in the course. PM Janman focus on providing essential facilities such as safe house, clean drinking water, improved access to education, health, nutrition services, road and telecom connectivity, electrification and sustainable livelihood opportunities. Like various schemes में जो है वो सारे they'll be converging in this case. Okay. Along with that, under the inclusive human resource development and social justice, the government is also planning the development of road connectivity projects like Patna Purnia Expressway, Buxar Bhagalpur Expressway, Bodh Gaya Rajgir Vaishali Darbhanga Spurs, जो one of the what you will say tourist states places भी है, and additional 2-lane bridge over river Ganga at Buxar at a total cost of 26,000 crores, which will help in एक बार transportation शुरू हो गया तो that will help in the improving the economy of that state, bringing in new opportunities. The government has announced 3 crore additional houses under the PM Awas Yojana in rural and urban areas. Okay. Now next priority setup that has been set up is manufacturing and services, as part of which for promoting MSMEs, the government will introduce a credit guarantee scheme to facilitate loans to MSMEs to purchase machinery and equipment without collateral or third party guarantee. That's the reason credit guarantee scheme. Until unless it is there, banks will not be able to give loans because कोई guarantee नहीं है. So it will be a separately constituted self-financing guarantee fund that will provide a guarantee cover of up to 100 crores for each applicant for big industries. Okay. Now, public sector banks will build an in-house capability to assess MSMEs for credit instead of relying on the external assessment. जैसे बाहर से कोई assessment हुआ है, credit rating, earlier that used to be taken up. But now what they are saying is they will be developing their own in-house capability to assess these MSMEs for their credit worthiness. They will also develop or get a new credit assessment model based on the scoring of digital footprints of MSMEs in the economy. If required, they will develop a new credit assessment model as well. The government announced a new mechanism to facilitate continuation of bank credit to MSMEs during their stress period. कई बार ऐसा होता है stress period अगर आया, so the availability of finance would be completely zero, that is credit. So उससे क्या होगा, और they will get into trouble. So in order to avoid that, government is planning to come up with some mechanism where the MSMEs which are already in stress, उनको credit किस तरह से flow कर सके. The limit of mudra loans, as we have seen, enhanced to rupees 20 lakhs from the current 10 lakhs under the Tarun category, but catch hai, only for those who have repaid previous loan under the same category, सबके लिए नहीं है. The turnover threshold of buyers for mandatory onboarding on the TREDS platform is reduced from 500 crores to 250 crores. Now, what is this TREDS platform? The Trade Receivables Electronic Discounting System is an online electronic platform and an institutional mechanism for factoring of trade receivables of MSME sellers. कि trade receivables क्या है, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि they are doing business and they have to give material in advance without even getting the amount. Okay, तो वो रॉ मटेरियल वहाँ चला गया, वो फिर रोटेशन में करके नो अपना प्रोडक्ट या जो भी बना के देन ही विल रीपे. फॉर दैट दे विल हैव सम टाइम पीरियड. ओके, now during that time period, for that time these people they have to, the sellers they have to wait for their repayments to get that money. So उस time पे in order to give them an opportunity to get these trade receivables also financed, एक mechanism start किया था, an online electronic platform where this can be done easily. Okay, so but that was earlier for those MSMEs whose threshold of buyers जो भी turnover type का है, that was for 500 crores, but now that has been reduced to 250 crores. Now with this, more number of MSMEs can be brought in. Okay, they can avail this program. SEBI, the Small Industries Development Bank of India, will open new branches to expand its reach to serve major MSME clusters and provide direct credit to them within 3 years. So, for the next 3 years, SEBI is planning to open new branches where the MSME clusters are there. Financial support will be provided to set up 50 multi-product food irradiation units in the MSME sector. What is this food irradiation units? See, when we talk about agriculture produce or horticulture produce, especially the perishables, so in order to increase their shelf life, one of the latest technology that is being used is irradiation, food irradiation units. So what they do is through gamma rays etc., they will irradiate these products, that is the produce, thereby उनके ऊपर जो microorganisms that will die, leading to increased enhanced shelf life and disease free हो जाते हैं, and the respiration rate will reduce, all that. So many, actually एक ही operation है, that is irradiation, but that has multiple benefits. Okay, now that units sort of in the MSME they want to launch, and the government will facilitate the setting up of 100 food quality and safety testing labs with the NABL accreditation. E-commerce export hubs will be set in public-private partnership mode to enable MSMEs and traditional artisans to sell their products in the international markets. Now they want to rope in private entities as well to increase the export of the products made by the traditional artisans and the products generated by the MSMEs, जहाँ पे उनको support चाहिए. Now, promotion of manufacturing and services. अभी तक हमने MSMEs का देखा है. Now, how they are going to promote manufacturing and services? The government is planning to launch a comprehensive scheme to provide internship opportunities to 1 crore youth in 5 years in the top 500 companies. This we have already seen as part of employment. The government will facilitate the development of investment-ready plug-and-play industrial parks with the states and private sector. So here कई बार ऐसा होता है कि someone wants to launch a new business, but they have to scout for proper place, then उसके बाद उसका ये approval, वो approval, electricity connection, water connection, ये बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. So in order to avoid that, they want to develop some industrial parks wherein all these facilities would be made available, ready-made. So plug and play. बस ये investor जो भी organization है, the company it can come forward, avail pay some amount, avail these facilities and immediately start the business. उस तरह से, for which they are also planning to rope in private sector. So as part of which the government is planning to sanction 12 industrial parks under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program, which actually looks into development of industrial corridors. In India, we have seen Kaisar industrial corridors, and in that they are developing nodes as well, that is hubs. The government will set up a critical mineral mission to recycle critical minerals, promote domestic production, and overseas acquisition of critical mineral assets. Like lithium ion battery में lithium चाहिए, one of the most important minerals currently, but production India में बहुत कम है अभी, so they have to acquire from outside, and also यहाँ पे कुछ recycle हो सकता है, that also can be done. So now they are focusing, they are planning to set up critical mineral mission, which will help in looking into recycling of these minerals, promote domestic production, that is जहाँ पे भी check करना है, that they can do, and also if there are any critical mineral assets that are not available in India, that can be acquired in the other countries. The government will launch the first tranche auction of offshore blocks for mining, building on the exploration already being carried out. An integrated technology platform will set up to improve the outcomes under the insolvency and bankruptcy code. So, एक और platform they are planning so that whatever the current work that is being done under the insolvency and bankruptcy code, that can be improved. The Center for Processing Accelerated Corporate Exit Services will be extended for the voluntary closure of the limited liability partnership firms as well. जो पहले सिर्फ corporates के लिए था, now they are planning to take it for the LLPs as well. Additional national company law tribunals to speed up insolvency resolution. Out of this, some tribunals will be notified to decide cases exclusively under the Companies Act. Okay. Additional debt recovery tribunals will be established to speed up the recovery process. जो कई बार ऐसा होता है कि these debts, willful defaulters ऐसे कुछ होते हैं. In such cases, this would be of great help. Next priority, number 5. At number 5, it is urban development. Now here the government is planning to formulate a transit-oriented development plan for 14 large cities whose population is above 30 lakhs. Okay. So, कई बार सबसे ज़्यादा time on an average in urban areas where they spend in traveling. Okay. So, that they want to improve. Under the PM Awas Yojana Urban 2, the housing needs of 1 crore urban middle class and poor families will be addressed with an investment of 10 lakh crores, and this will include the central assistance of 2.2 lakh crores in the next 5 years for the urban areas, which we have already discussed in detail. State governments and multilateral development banks will promote sewage treatment, water supply, and solid waste management projects and services for over 100 large cities through bankable projects. So they will launch the projects with the help of the state governments getting involved and funding from the multi-development banks, thereby the living conditions improve कर सके. How? By providing them proper sewage treatment, water supply, and provisions related to solid waste management projects and services. The government will launch a scheme to support the development of 100 weekly hearts or street food hubs in select cities over the next 5 years. See, ऐसे street food hub एक launch किया था, and that was a great success. पुणे में हुआ था एक, yes, in Pune only that has been done. Now they are planning to launch, एक scheme ही launch कर ले, so that 100 such weekly hearts or street hubs in select cities can be developed over the next 5 years. Thereby क्या होता है ना, local items जो भी है that can be marketed. The government will encourage states to moderate stamp duty rate, which charge high stamp duty rate for all, and consider further lowering duties for properties especially purchased by women. The stamp duty hai, if that can be reduced for women, that would be helpful. Energy security. Owing to the population increase, we have to focus on this energy security as well. As part of which, एक scheme ने launch किया था ना, PM सूर्य घर मुफ्त बिजली योजना has been launched to achieve 300 units of free electricity per month for 1 crore household. How they are going to do that? But by rooftop solarization or solar panel installation. A policy for promoting pumped storage products will be introduced for electricity storage and facilitate smooth integration of growing share of renewable energy. अब कई जगह पर renewable energy is being generated, but The thing is how that would be integrated so that to the main जो उसका हब टाइप का होता है, देयर बाय दैट कैन बी ट्रांसमिटेड, स्टोर भी करना है उसको सही से, ट्रांसमिट भी करना है, दैट they are planning here. The government will partner with the private sector to set up Bharat Small Reactors, research and development of Bharat Small Modular Reactors, and research and development of newer technologies exclusively for nuclear energy. Now earlier जो अभी इंडिया में दो ही ऐसे सेक्टर्स है दैट आर कम्प्लीटली अंडर पब्लिक, दैट इज गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के अंडर ही है, वन द रेलवेज and to the nuclear energy. But now they are planning to bring at least, partnering, not opening up completely for the private sector, but they will partner and take some help from them in the form of technological innovation, or in the form of some research and development, or in the form of some funding, etc. Anyway, so as part of which they will be able to launch these small reactors, etc. Thereby energy that can be developed, nuclear fission से जो energy होता है that is enormous, okay, nuclear energy, so that can be enhanced, thereby our energy requirements can be fulfilled. A joint venture between NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, and earlier it was called, now it is NTPC only, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, will establish a full-scale 800 megawatt commercial plant using the advanced ultra super critical technology. Very very important, this is one of the latest technology through which energy can be produced. The government will facilitate an investment grade energy audit, okay, investment grade energy audit of traditional micro, small and medium industries in 60 clusters, provide financial support to shift them to cleaner form of energy and implement energy efficiency measures. Now why this investment grade energy audit? What they'll do, that they will be able to assess the kind of energy that is being deployed in the manufacturing or the in these MSMEs. Thereby what will happen, they'll understand, okay, this is where they stand, and accordingly they can promote them to use cleaner forms of energy, and also to go for some energy efficiency measures as well. For this energy audit is required, that they are planning to do. Roadmap for hard to abate industries. Now what are these hard to abate industries? These are such industries like steel and cement, which are inevitable, chahiye hame, but they are highly energy intensive and they release carbon as a byproduct or both, okay, and this as part of the modern life, वो तो हमें चाहिए ही, we can't reduce their production, but at the same time we have to look at some initiatives that can reduce this what you'll say carbon release and all that. So for which appropriate regulations for transition of hard to abate industries from the current perform achieve trade mode to Indian carbon market mode to be put in place. Thereby what will happen, they will have to intensify the usage of cleaner energy and also to capture whatever the carbon that is being released, all that. Thereby जो international market में हम लोग compete कर रहे हैं, that can be done. Okay, carbon market में क्या है, we can have that carbon trading and all that, no? So कई सारे वो है, and at the same time we can promote energy efficiency measures or cleaner usage of cleaner energy sources, etc. Okay, infrastructure. Now infrastructure में दो तरह के उन्होंने दिया है, one the infrastructure irrigation and flood mitigation, and the other is tourism. Before that, as part of the infrastructure investment, government has said that they are going to invest as capital expenditure 11,111 crores, which is 3.4% of GDP as part of capital expenditure, okay, for new development of infrastructure. Infrastructure investment by the state governments, provision of 1.5 lakh crore for long-term interest-free loans to be provided to the states for infrastructure investment. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, they are planning to launch phase 4 of this Gram Sadak Yojana to provide all-weather connectivity to new 25,000 rural new habitations. Now, as I said, infrastructure, they have highlighted two major sectors here. One, the irrigation and flood mitigation, wherein financial support of 11,500 crore rupees would be provided to projects such as Kosi Mechi intrastate link and other schemes in Bihar, wherein there will be Kosi is one such river. वो बहुत ही shallow river है, wide है, but it's very shallow, because of which it is though as a boon to the Bihar for agriculture, but every year it floods, and that creates lot of damage to the crops and to the whatever the infrastructure that is there. So this funding would be helpful for the flood mitigation measures and other initiatives that can be taken up in Bihar. Government to provide assistance to Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim for floods, landslides and other related projects to help them combat these. Tourism. Comprehensive development of Vishnupad temple at Gaya and the Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya in Bihar, and this project will be modeled on the successful Kashi Vishwanath temple corridor, aiming to transform them into world-class pilgrim and tourist destinations. See, Kashi Vishwanath temple corridor में उन्होंने क्या किया है? They have developed that entire temple rather than only the temple, its entire vicinity, जो उसके vicinity में आता है, thereby creating a structures which will act as boon for the tourism as well, not only pilgrim. So world class pilgrim on the same lines, जैसे वहाँ पे किया है कि क्या बोलते हैं, residential shelters and roads, availability of various proper basic amenities, various initiatives that they have taken. So on the same lines, they are planning to develop Vishnupad temple at Gaya and Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya as well, both in Bihar, which are one of the revered pilgrimage centers for Buddhist and non-Buddhist as well. Assistance for development of temples, monuments, craftsmanship, wildlife sanctuaries, natural landscapes and pristine beaches of Odisha. Odisha is actually one of the nature-rich state, but uska jo potential hai, that hasn't been tapped yet. So that they are planning through this. So as part of it, they are planning to provide funding for them. Next, priority number 8, innovation, research and development. Anusandhan National Research Fund for basic research and prototype development to be operationalized, jahan pe research would also be done, and based on the research, whatever the new technology that will come, a prototype development, so that at least pilots may they can be tested, thereby jab full-fledged product develop hoga, they can do that easily. Financing pool of rupees 1 lakh crore for spurring private sector driven research and innovation at commercial scale. So for which they are inviting private sector to come forward for research, and as part of which they will be providing loans to the tune of all that एक fund type का उन्होंने create कर रहे हैं, that is of 1 lakh crores. Space economy. Venture capital fund of 1,000 crores to be set up for expanding the space economy by 5 times in the next 10 years. So जो भी नए ventures, that is these new startups, for them they are planning to create a fund for such startups, 1,000 crore rupees fund, thereby whatever the space startup jo economy hai, that they want to increase by 5 times in the next 10 years. Next generation reforms is the last priority that they have highlighted here. सबसे पहले है land reforms action. So here rural land related actions. Unique land parcel identification number or भू आधार is to be provided to all lands. जो अभी पहले हमने आबादी areas के लिए किया है, now we are planning that for the rest of the areas also in rural India. Digitization of cadastral maps. Now these cadastral maps nothing but they comprehensively represent the local land parcels within a designated area. Generally this is also called as Bhu Naksha or the area map. Now they are digitizing these maps, thereby it will be very easy for taking up any developmental activities once we have these in hand. Survey of map subdivisions as per the current ownership, all the lands. Establishment of land registry. Now, linking of the farmers to this registry, जो farmers registry है वो and land registry है. Thereby, not only abadi areas, जो agriculture, land registry and all that is that they want, they are linking and at the same time digitizing. This will help them understanding the current situation of the farmer. Thereby, as per the requirement, the Kisan credit cards can be released. Jan Samarth Kisan credit cards. Urban land related actions. Here land records in urban areas to be digitized with GIS mapping. Now what services to labor? Now they have taken up few initiatives in order to provide services to the current labor. That includes integration of e-Shram portal with the other portals to facilitate one-stop solution. ओके दूसरे पोर्टल्स भी इसमें लाएंगे बिकॉज ई श्रम पोर्टल है ऑल द स्पेशल लेबरर्स दे रजिस्टर देमसेल्व्स देयर फॉर वेरियस वर्क्स एंड अदर इनिशिएटिव्स. Open architecture databases for the rapidly changing labor market, skill requirements and available job roles. Mechanism to connect job aspirants with potential employers and skill providers. They are planning to develop such mechanism where all these can be brought under one platform. NPS Vatsalya, National Pension Scheme. It is a plan for contributing by parents and guardians for minors. जो अपने लिए नहीं, जो अपने minors के लिए कर सकते हैं. It enables parents and guardians to invest on behalf of minors, encouraging early financial planning. Minimum investments, the parents can start with a modest monthly contribution of rupees 500 or an annual contribution of rupees 6,000. Okay. Eligibility, all parents and guardians, whether Indian citizens, NRIs, OCIs, overseas citizens of India, anyone, they're all eligible under this NPS Vatsalya account for their minor children. At the time of retirement, one can withdraw 60% of the accumulated amount in the NPS account, which again is tax-free, the 60%. The government is working on a Jana Vishwas bill as well to enhance the ease of doing business. Now, what is this Jana Vishwas bill? This is majorly to enhance the ease of doing business. See, based on the India's rank in ease of doing business that has been released by the World Bank in 2013. Okay, हमारा rank था 132 था. After that, we wanted, कई सारे rules ऐसे होते हैं which are, we have done for safety purpose. But that now have become hindrance in developing business in India or others coming to India and starting their own business. So for which over the years since 2013, what government has done is it has launched various committees including the Standing Committee on Commerce, the Company Law Committee, and they have asked them to recommend ways to make this ease of doing business true. As part of which they have launched this Jana Vishwas bill in 2022, that is an amendment of provisions bill, and it has amended 42 acts to decriminalize certain offences, reduce the compliance burden on individuals and businesses while ensuring the ease of doing business. Okay, and the bill was referred to a joint parliamentary committee as well, which has submitted their report in March 2023, based on which now they are planning to come up with Jana Vishwas Bill 2.0 to enhance this ease of doing business in various industries. Okay, and ये 2 है हमारा अभी आ रहा है for MSMEs में easy करने के लिए. I have already started working on documenting this in a proper format, and that I'll be providing you soon. Okay, so this is that. And now how that has 2013 से हमने work किया है. So 2013 में जो हमारा rank था 132 था. By 2020 we have brought that rank, we have improved our rank to 63 in the ease of doing business rankings published by the World Bank. That was the result. So this is all from my end. Yes, thank you very much for being so patient. And one important announcement, currently at EduTerrain we are offering various courses associated with NABARD Grade A, RBI Grade B for ARD, current affairs, ESI, etc. and we are also running offer 50% discount भी चल रहा है based on the students request. What you can do is you can download the EduTerrain app from Google Play Store. जो normal Google Play Store में जाके आप EduTerrain डालेंगे तो वो आ जाएगा. You can download that, and after that you can go through the content that has been provided in the free course, and based on that you can make an informed decision. And also currently, since the discount is applicable, you can utilize that as well. So we'll be meeting in part 2. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Please take good care of yourself. Bye bye.